Hello, everybody. Holy shit. It is Monday, my dudes. I am Jim, and up until the age of 10, I could control the birds. I'll be DMing your adventure today. We are back in Wildspace, our 5e adventure that's all Wizard of Aussie, and I am joined, of course, by our wonderful gang of cohorts. And as I see them on my screen, would you like to introduce yourselves and tell us all a bit about yourself? Apollo, go.
Hey y'all, my name is Ronald Apollo. I am an Irish cosplayer, TTRPG performer, and sometimes, occasionally, if I ever send in auditions, a voice actor. And today I will be playing Airy Mooncaller, the rogue, and maybe something else.
Ooh, that's ruddy mysterious. Harker!
Hello, I'm Harker. I'm an Irish content creator, primarily here on Twitch on my own channel, Harker Ryan, also on YouTube and all of every version of social media that exists, and now also on Threads, thanks to Dylan persistently telling me to get onto it. And I am now also a TTRPG player on this lovely channel, and I'm really looking forward to tonight's episode. I've thought about it all
Very
week.
So have I. I feel so bad. Dylan, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
No.
Okay. Brett?
Hello, I am Dread, also known as Caitlin, also known as the Dreaded DM. All those things. I am a TTRPG performer. I am a DM, and I have aspirations of being a streamer because I can't say I'm a streamer anymore. I truly can't. It's just a lie. And honestly, I've been thinking about this for the last 2 weeks, and I'm scared.
I love how
Stress.
that's played out for me. Dylan, do you want to have a go? Are you okay to just fade into
I
the shadows?
mean, my name is Dylan. I like things. I good speak on camera well, and good happy be here. TTRPG play. Yes.
Good boy. Good boy.
It was good.
We also are joined. I was just telling the guys, this is a little in joke for myself. This is Ragnaros, the Fire Lord. He burns people for fun, which is my thing now too. So,
Oh, actually, Jim, I do have something to say.
oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, of course. Yes, this
yeah,
is
yeah,
actually
yeah.
somewhat important. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually somewhat important. Where I actually will speak, hopefully better than I have been since the start. Maybe you remember a little while ago in maybe our second or third stream, Hasbro Pulse sent us a nice little Xanathar, which is here behind me, keeping watch.
Ah, yes.
And this time they sent us, remember those dice things that were around, those little like D20s that turn into stuff? It's an owlbear. I haven't opened it yet, so I'm going to open it after this, and I'll post it online on our social medias. But yeah, check those out. You can get them in Hasbro Pulse. I think .eu.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll post about on our social medias. So go check that out. But it's so cool, and it's been here for like a week and a half, and it's been killing me to not open it and just play with it. But I knew if I did, I would lose it, and I wouldn't get a good video. So
I saw videos of people playing with them, and they're so cool. They're just like
They're dice Bakugan.
yeah,
Yeah,
right. It's cool.
Now we need dice
thank you,
players.
Hasbro Pulse.
That is
Very good.
amazing.
Fun. Us,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, cool. I have a little bit more housekeeping just before we jump into the story. First off is shout out to WarpCon this weekend.
You.
We were all down there, Dylan and I and the rest of the Heartfire Tales crew, which is Ryan. And we had a great time. We did a live show. We met a load of Irish creators. Too many to list, but I just want to say that there are some incredibly talented Irish TTRPG creators and just nerdy creators out there. And if you want a good selection of them, go check out WarpCon. Their socials, they've got them all kind of listed fresh at the moment. So jump on there and see all the cool people. I got these dice. You can't see them because I'm far away today, but aren't they shiny?
They are. I saw them in person. They are quite nice.
Yeah, yeah. And I bought them off someone who doesn't make dice, but her daughter was like, "Oh, will you come and make things at this TTRPG convention?" She was like what? And she goes, "Dice." And she's like, "Oh yeah," and then just makes the coolest set of dice. Like, stupid talented people. Secondly, everybody, we have a Discord. Actually, we've had a Discord for some time and just turned it on recently. So if you are enjoying the content here and you would like to see more of our stuff, by all means, head on over to the Heartfire Tales Discord. Link should be in the chat over here.
Yep, it's right there now.
Nice, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you,
and it's also
chat ghost.
in our link tree and everything like that, which is on our social media. So yeah, but
Yep,
yeah,
and you get to see
Discord.
You get to see everything we do, not just TTRPG stuff. There's some LARP stuff in there as well, and a very, very niche sword fighting channel. Okay. Without further ado, we are in a new arc of this. We've finished our little prologue arc. The guys had no trouble at all. It was a pleasant walk, and
No, we
now
were
we've
good. Nothing bad happened and everything was fine.
nothing bad happened. Nothing to repress. Nothing
Throwing
to
hands.
think about in the middle of the night when you wake up and you can hear the crackling. Nothing like that. So I'm going to indulge myself a little bit at the start of an arc, which is something I like to do. Dylan will tell you. And just I'm going to do the recap myself today. Look, I'll roll for it.
Oh.
I got 90, so that's real good.
Where's the D100?
But yeah, go big or go home. So does anybody, I think we're just happy to jump into it, aren't we? Do we want to talk about the last little while? How
Nope.
you're all feeling going into this? No, we're all good. Okay.
I've said many times that I'm scared and I'm upset.
Yeah.
Hit us with the
got
live trauma, Jim.
Live trauma. Here we go. Everyone.
Do
is
it on
ready to
air.
go. Okay. So, in the vast expanse of the cosmos. Now, hold on. Make sure. Yes. I
Oh,
can
while
scroll my
Jim's
screen
while
here.
Jim's doing that, hey, don't forget if you have I'm gonna shamelessly beg for free Amazon Prime subscriptions. If you have a Prime sub that you're not using and you feel like throwing it our way, we would really, really appreciate it. That would be fantastic. I already see that Kier has subbed using it, so thank you very much to
Hi, Kier.
Kier for that. Yeah, that would be great. That's all. There you go, Jim. Hope did I buy you enough time?
You did. Yeah, it's scrolling again. Thank you.
Excellent.
So, in the vast expanse of the cosmos, our tale unfolds. A tapestry woven with spacefaring sailors, dastardly pirates, wicked witches, and 3 intrepid rats. Within its celestial pages, we've witnessed acts of courage that shimmer like distant stars, the stark absence of bravery that echoes through cosmic voids, and the interplay of loyalty and betrayal like constellations dancing in the ever-expanding night sky. This tale began some time ago, with a captured farmer who dreamed of a life free from fear, a witch who craved control of the cosmos, and a region of space ravaged by bandits and monsters. The clash between these two forces would shake the galaxy and leave the witch defeated forever, or so it would seem. However, the tale of our particular party of unlikely heroes is much more recent. Beginning on the borders of Emerald Space, where the completely unremarkable trawler, the Innocent Endeavour, came under assault from a band of fearsome feline foes. 4 unlikely characters banded together in the defense of the ship, but were ultimately unsuccessful. After being forced to flee the shattered ship, they boarded a lifeboat and managed to survive a rough landing on a hostile planet covered in swampland.
So hostile.
They follow... So, say again?
So hostile.
So hostile, yes. Even the water was going to get you. They followed a disembodied voice in the head of one of their number, a flying monkey named Rin, who was once in service to the witch. Still pursued by pirates, and also now dark ships carrying grim soldiers clad in black, the group managed to find their way to a cave, where they discovered a ship unlike any they had seen. Before they could investigate, however, the party was captured by a dominating figure, Elias Vorlock, a zealous commander of the fallen witches' armies. The party reeled as Elias demonstrated his power by incinerating one of their number, the Scarecrow Scraps. The Inquisitor activated the control panel of the ship using the automaton Hertz to interfere with its system, and all on board were pulled through an infinite black void, only to materialize in a gargantuan cathedral, the very spot where the witch had been defeated. The young lion Aerie seized a moment of unbridled, uncharacteristic valor to free himself and conquer his captors, regaining control of the ship, while Elias brought Rin to a podium where he led a ceremony to draw the latent witch's power from Rin. As Aerie brought the full firepower of the ship to bear on Elias's forces, Rin realized that the witch never cared for her soldiers and made the decision to join with her enemies as they made their escape. The last of the witch's power was drawn from him, leaving him weakened and without the magic he once wielded. As the crew prepared to make the ship jump again, Scrap's friend, a crow he traveled with named Mr. Crow, produced a small scrap of straw, pulled from his body as he was incinerated. The ship made the jump through the void and arrived in a large emerald hangar. The party were able to restore Scraps through the bond he had formed with Mr. Crow and a large pile of hay in the hangar. As Scraps came through, too, he saw the party looking down on him, and beyond them, his creator, the Wizard of Wildspace. And this is where Arc 2 of our story begins.
Yeah, so everything was good. Everything was
is
good and fine.
Also, it's been a day.
It's been like several hours.
It's been a hell of a day.
Not even a day.
Yeah.
So many worldviews have changed in the space of maybe 3 hours.
Yeah.
It has just been a standard Monday for you
I just want to
guys.
say, a day like this literally created the Joker. So
Yeah.
One bad day.
What
Okay.
a fucked ass.
It's
What
been
a fucked day.
4 episodes of us going, DM, can we have a long rest now, please?
Yeah.
I deliberately actually didn't give you a long rest for the entire
And we still haven't
prologue.
had one, Jim.
Yeah,
And you
no,
still haven't had one. Scraps
we-
has had an eternal rest.
Yeah.
So
No,
you
no,
have
we
a long
weren't
rest
begging
then.
for a long rest. We were begging for a short rest.
True,
Just
true.
A rest
any,
would be
truly
nice.
Wasn't one of them
any
either.
rest.
Mm-hmm.
Little nap.
Just like a,
I feel
little-
like you're all Oliver, and I'm
Mm.
the orphan matron, and I'm like, short rest. You want a short? Y'all are in a hangar. The ground is covered in large stone tiles. Along the sides are docking bays, many of them holding ships of various sizes undergoing maintenance or repairs. About a third of the way up the walls, the wooden and stone structures give way to emerald, the roof and arches being completely formed of the rich green material. At eye level, it accents most surfaces decoratively. The opening of the hangar provides you a view of a skyline unmatched in all of Ozspace. An ocean of emerald rooftops stretches as far as the eye can see, towards the horizon. The streets below are filled with folks going about their daily lives, and the skyline is a breathtaking display of architectural innovation. In the distance, floating platforms, crystalline towers, and gardens suspended in midair contribute to its ethereal beauty. Small barges drift lazily between these marvels, glistening in the sun as they ferry folk from place to place. The hangar is bustling and filled with folks who, until minutes ago, were going about their working day or traveling, but who are now all staring at the scene unfolding before them. The Dorothy hangs silently in the center of the hangar, which only moments ago was unoccupied. It seems to simply belong here, as you realize that it matches the architecture of the city almost perfectly, its rails and stairs matching the swooping flourishes of the hangar, as if they were carved from the same set. And of course, all eyes fall on you, the three characters who have jumped out of the ship, and the fourth who seems to have reconstituted themselves from a bale of hay. What would you like to do?
Seeing the wizard, I'm
Hmm.
going to yell, Your Excellency, and just bow, just a deep, deep bow. I think I fully hit my head off the ground.
He laughs kindly as you do this, and he says, "My child, there's no need for any of this. Please, please, stand up. I do not like to be referred to as Your Excellency."
Are you sure? Because one time I didn't, and then like my mom just fully knocked me out the back of the head, and I don't want. I feel like she's here. She's got to be somewhere. I just know. I'm gonna go back to the ship. I think. Start walking back, just head still on the ground.
he just kind of smiles and watches you kind of
I fully just
revel away.
I'm just gonna stand behind her, just crouch, and I would like to hide.
Yeah, cool. Roll me a hide check.
Perfect. It's a 22, just behind.
Yeah, you fully do that thing a cat
I
can
could
do, where
only
it just
dream.
gets smaller and goes in behind something.
Yeah, not
he
Rin, the
does.
enormous flying monkey. Not hurts.
He does.
No, I'm the wrong person to hide behind. In fact, can I roll a hide check real quick?
You roll a hide check. Yeah.
So I do this with disadvantage. Here we go.
Is that just self-imposed disadvantage, or is there?
No, technically speaking, I have
Your
adamantine armor,
yeah,
and I
cool,
have
cool.
disadvantage on stealth.
Hmm.
But
I was
it's also
going to
just
give
because-
you disadvantage anyway, because you're in a room with hundreds of people, and you're not very
Wow. I got a 2 and a natural 1.
frozen in place, looking for a hole to crawl into.
I truly like he was trying to hide that he was crying, but he just cries more as he realizes he's about to fucking die.
Yeah, he watches this. He watches Eri crawl in behind Hertz. And as he does that, Eri, you actually manage to hide because his attention is immediately drawn to Hertz. As he walks over and he says, "Well, isn't this curious?" And
Hello.
he kind of crouches down in front of you. "Hello. You are more than a regular hurt spot. What is this? What is this? I never designed a unit with this particular facial
Oh,
structure. Is this modular face plates? What on earth?
yes, I'm. Uh, sorry, was I not supposed to do that?
Oh, oh, my poor unit. No, never apologize for what you are. You are fascinating. This is beautiful. You are a curiosity, aren't you? Hmm. And then he stops for a moment and takes a long second to regard you. And he says, I feel we will have a lot to talk about. Um, and then he turns to regard Rin, who is just
He's
like just
he's just like
1 second.
You never take me alive. Fucking fuck you. I'm big
Please,
strong boy.
please. I can see
Boy,
that.
big strong.
I can
Fuck you.
see you are in some distress. Please
You don't
allow
know
yourself to
anything.
relax. You are in no
Oh,
danger here.
oh, you fucking green
Oh,
old man.
this is our friend, I think, Rin.
Rin. And what brings you here, Rin?
I'm gonna.
Rin was
I'm your.
using the power of the Wicked Witch.
No, I'm Hertz's brother. He's my.
He stays silent while you guys are talking.
I just. Fuck. I think.
Rin, you're being uncharacteristically silent and awkward. This is unlike you. Are you okay?
Shut the fuck up. Fuck up, Hertz. I'll fucking tear your arms off.
This
He's
is
just
more
he's
like
gonna like
the Rin I know.
he just
As
like
you-
sits down. He's like sits down like on his like puts his hands on his knees and is like, I don't know what to do. There's so many feelings.
As you guys are kind of having this interaction, he's almost imperceptibly, smoothly moved away from you two, and he goes to kneel in front of Scraps. And he looks at you for, again, a very long moment. And he says, Am I wrong? Do my eyes deceive me? You look familiar.
Scraps, who has since the moment he came back and had a very quick interaction with the characters as the ship landed, or after the ship had landed. The last thing that had happened to him was Mr. Crow had just flown straight into him in a kind of dive bomb version of a hug.
Yeah.
So he's been wrapping his arms around Mr. Crow, intent to begin talking to him, mostly distracted until he starts hearing all these voices and looks up
Yeah.
in that moment. Upon being asked that, then properly looks at the man in front of him. Aha!
He
What?
cocks his head a little.
He pops his head up.
Like he's got a puzzle in front of him that he's struggling to work out, and he says, I recognize you from the farm. You are, aren't you? You are the scarecrow that my wife and I made so long ago. And yet, you are here now, curious, and even more curious. You have the ability to speak.
I waited for you to die. I waited for you for so long, and you never came back. So I learned. I learned to leave. I came looking for you.
You've done very well in that regard. How have you learned? How long
Well,
have you waited? It's been years.
I don't really
Very long
know. It's been long, but it took a long time to be me. I don't really know how long, but wait.
Do you
Wait,
remember your time on the farm? Do you
Hey.
remember me
Wait,
or your mother?
where's
Or my
Mom?
wife, I should say.
Is she here?
No, I'm afraid your mother, as you refer to her, has been dead for some time. When we were taken from the farm. I
I
apologize if I seem blunt, but I am taken aback by your presence here. You must understand that when I left you, you were but a simple inanimate scarecrow. No offense, of course. I did not realize you had the capacity for this level of being.
I well, I looked after it for you. I stayed there for as long as I could, and I looked after the land. I looked after the crops. I did what I was made to do, but you never came back.
He smiles looking at you, not in a mean way, but in a warm way, as he's being reminded of something he hasn't had any kind of direct contact with in a very long time. And he looks at you and he says, "Have you a name? Have
I
you taken a name?"
my name is Scraps
Scraps.
because that's what you made me out of.
That is very true. Scraps, when we made you, I was young. I was not the inventor I am today. I didn't believe it was possible to make awakened creatures like those I have created in recent years at that point. So I find myself somewhat confused by your presence, but I would like to apologize for leaving you. Had I known that you had the capacity for growth and thought, I would have sent someone back to get you, but to visit that farm would be painful for me, which is
But
why I never returned.
but it was home.
It was. It was home, and he smiles warmly. And then he turns and says, "But now this is home, for me at least. And you are welcome here. I have much I would like to ask you."
Not fucking getting anything from me.
So we're not going back?
I'm a lockbox.
Well, you can go back if you like. I can get you there safely. It is within the realm of pacified space. You could be safe there. Or you could live here. I can arrange accommodations here in the Emerald City for you.
I don't know. Uh, And you'll
How
see
long?
good.
No, go ahead.
Just that you'll see Mr. Crow, who is on the shoulder. Scraps will put his hand up to hop him up onto his hand and take
Hmm.
him down. It was a long time, a really long time since you were taken that I then learned to talk. And then a really long time after that that I learned to talk to him. But this is my friend. This is
Ah,
Mr. Crow.
I see. This is an Axosian breed. By the discoloration on the tips of the feathers, 5 to 6? No. It's male, so 10? 10 years you've had this crow with you the whole time?
He's been my friend.
And you remember his arrival?
I was in a flock with other ones and I did what I always do. I told them to leave and then they didn't leave and then I shot at them and I kept missing him over and over again. And
As
then
you were originally programmed to do.
that was always what I did. And then eventually he just wouldn't feck off. So I learned, and it took a long time, but I learned to talk to him.
This level of awakening shouldn't be possible for somebody with your build and program. It's curious.
But-
In any case, it warms my heart to see you. You remind me of smiles I had almost forgotten. And the clothes on your back, you know they were made from my wife's old clothes.
I
So
I I rem-
it does my heart good to see you again.
I
It's
don't always
strange.
remember
I
those moments. I don't always remember. They're blur, like the before.
hmm, there are times I feel like that myself. It is warming to see you here. It gives strength to the memories that had begun to grow weak. But I must confess, it does leave me feeling somewhat bittersweet as well, as you remind me of my late wife. But you are welcome here with me.
Where is she?
When the attack on the farm came, I was taken, as she was killed.
But where is she now?
I do not know. She has. Do you understand the concept of mortality?
And I understand how often I buried the bodies of the animals and the raiders that I killed. So where?
I cannot tell you. I was bound. I have had many sleepless nights wondering that very thing myself. I must admit, it's probably a large part of the reason I never returned to the farm is I did not know that I had the strength to witness what I might find in the remains of it.
She's not there. I would have found her.
I wish that that could give me hope, but I fear there is no space left for such a thing in this regard. But please, come. And he brushes himself down. Make yourself welcome. I would ask you all to make your way to my chambers. I will have the one of the Emerald Guard escort you up there. I have some business I have to attend to here. I see you have found my ship, which is good. Please, I will be with you presently. I must investigate this.
Your Excellency, one
Please.
question.
Yes.
So, like, just the eye line above Hertz's head.
He finds you very charming. Yes. How can I help you, young man?
The honor guard, are they around?
The honor guard are on duty in the lower city at the moment. There may be one or two around the basilica, but I believe they are currently dealing with some issues that have arisen within the city itself. And I have told them not to worry about me. So I'm sure they will be around, but not presently.
Okay. I wanted to avoid them, honestly. This is better for me. Thank you. That is all. Let's go back.
Do I recognize you?
No,
Have we met before?
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay. And have you ties to the honor guard?
What? No.
Okay. Well, whether you do or not, I will take your word for it, but as with all, you are welcome here in the Emerald City.
I fully turn around and look at Eri and I say, Eri, was the Inquisitor not saying that you were important?
Bro, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I heard that, and I didn't want to ask you about that.
I just kind of whisper to Hertz. I'm like, he's like my parents' boss. You have to. He's the boss of everything. But like, stop. I don't want them to know I'm here.
If he is the boss of everything, I believe it is 1 second, and I reach out and take out my book, refer to it really quickly. Yes, I believe it is customary that you do not lie to people in power.
But he didn't know that.
Oh,
So,
is what we're doing wrong?
Let's not think about the
Yes.
morality of it right now. We're all going. It's been a day, man.
Okay.
honestly, mate, you blew up my spot immediately, and I'm probably going to die now, and I don't. Honestly, it's so fucked up, man.
It's okay. We'll get through this. It's okay. It's okay.
Have
Um,
I done something wrong?
No, you're good.
Yes, you have. Shut the fuck up. Stop talking.
the wizard laughs at all of this, and he makes his way over to the ship. He boards it, and then 2 members of the Emerald Guard walk over to you and say, "Please, right this way to the wizard's quarters," and just
Don't you
lead
fucking touch
on
me.
further into the, I say basilica, I'll think of a better word for it. It's a big old fucking building.
Palace.
A palace,
Yes.
that's the word. That's the word. That's the word.
Mansion.
I would say that's the word you or I would use. Probably not the word the wizard would use. But
Grand
Yeah,
Citadel.
palatial sanctum.
I don't know if this reflects
I
where
guess that's
I've
incredibly
grown up,
accurate,
but my immediate thought was Stormont, and I don't know why. Like
It's
it
a-
is
it's-
the
It's nicer than
it's
Stormont.
the building the government is in Belfast.
I'm trying to liken it. If I were to liken it to anything in popular culture, it would look like an Asgardian building,
Ooh, that's cool.
but made out
That's
of
way
like
better than Stormont.
stone, wood, bronze, and emerald, or
Like-
brass, and so, like kind of golden.
He has
relations.
a theme.
Yeah.
I
Very-
mean, the
very
guy's
strong
got
branding on
the
this
guy's
guy.
got
Strong.
branding.
The PR team was working overtime.
As you're
He
walking
saw
up,
color and
one
stuff.
of the Emerald Guards hands you a little business card, and it just says Emerald, and it's like one of these. They definitely paid extra to get them. It's like somewhat opaque, and like when
Yeah.
you hold it up, it glows green. Emerald architecture, it says on it.
Yes.
Rin rips his and he throws it away.
It won't rip.
These
They
these-
paid extra for lamination.
these Emerald is it Emerald Legion, are these like also automatons, like robots that are leading us?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I would just like to
You sorry, before just I give you this one for free.
Sure.
There are robots fucking everywhere. It's like probably like 2/3 regular kind of people, and then 1/3 just like robots.
Okay.
There's like Hertzbots, Emerald Guardsmen of all different kind of variations walking around. There's kind of like little Emerald versions of those Jetstar droids going like beep, 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 around the
Oh my
place.
god,
Like
green R2D2.
yeah, more or less, like all sorts of robotics and automatons going around, all at different levels of awakening.
Okay, fine. And then I think Hertz is very much just lost in the wonder and kind of clamor of trying to figure out how all of these other robots are working and interacting and kind of like what their purpose and stuff seems to be. So I think I'm just getting like very like kind of like in a almost like a fugue state, just kind of like walking around head on the swivel, trying to figure everything out.
Proper like overstimulation almost.
100%,
like, with
100%.
Everything coming in. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You do see other Hertzbots walking around, but with the standard like face unit that's just kind of like a normal robot face. Not you're the only one who has the thing. They like Hertzbots are like at a very low level of awakening, so they're not going to express curiosity towards you or anything like that.
Okay, cool.
Along that walk, after kind of Hertz has had plenty of time looking around, Scraps will just, and Scraps is very like introspective at that during that walk as well. Scraps will eventually just whisper, "Hertz."
Oh, yes, Scraps.
I wasn't really listening before. Did you call him your creator?
Oh, I mean, I never knew him, but I guess there's some part of my, I guess some people would call it programming. I'm not sure what I refer to it as, that recognizes him as my creator. Yes, like he created everyone else. You see all of these droids, these other hurt spots, these emerald warriors, all of it. He created all of this.
So the person who created you is the same person who created me?
Yes, from what I understand from just his explanation to you.
So we have the same dad?
I
Hell,
this is
you like
I guess you could interpret that as a father for me. Yes.
Hurts, you've learned a lot while traveling. Do you mind sending that wee book of yours that tells us what that means for us?
Oh well, it would depend on if the person that you refer to as your mother also had a hand in creating me. Um, I
I don't
don't think so. I
think
so I
so.
believe we are maybe step siblings.
Siblings?
Yes, I think that is how. What that's pretty consistent across all cultures that I have studied.
I've never had a sibling.
I'm gonna turn to Eri. So, I didn't want to ask Scraps, right? Because I felt like it was like maybe a bit invasive. But did I've heard a lot of rumors about the wizard, like he's a demon and like he's a the devil, and he's also the worst thing. He is still the worst thing, but I do understand that maybe he's. But he said Scrap said that the wizard is their father. Does that mean he fucked a hay, a piece of hay?
I'm heavily leaning towards no. It's a heavy lean towards no. Hey,
But he kept saying that. But what he had a mother, right? And the
yeah,
mother helped make the helped
well, I
make
assume.
scraps, and the birds and the bees, right?
No, I feel like this is more the hay and the
That's-
magic.
Mm.
Not see that coming. That was good.
No birds and bees
Wow.
involved except the ones in the farm, maybe. But like,
Right. So you're saying, okay, next question.
so okay, like Hertz is science. Scraps might just be magic.
Well, that was my next question. Did the next person that he
Did he fuck a computer?
Yeah.
I'm not that good with the computers. I'm not good with that with
I mean,
automatons.
yeah, that's
but
why I left
I
it
don't
to,
think
like,
that's something that
eggheads and
comes
stuff.
integrated. I don't think that's how that works.
You gotta be careful of
But
those
that-
viruses, though.
Yeah, but isn't that what STIs are?
That's what a VPN is for in this universe.
Protect yourself from STIs with NordVPN, everybody.
Sponsored by NordVPN. Get your code.
If you're
here.
like me, you stick your dick in a lot of tower PCs.
Yep. There you go.
You arrive at the room.
My
Can
No.
I say before we arrive that this
Mm.
entire time Area's just had like the hood pulled down as far as possible because they're trying to avoid A, seeing anyone that they would recognize, and B, anybody that would recognize them seeing them.
Yeah, I know exactly the vibe. Yeah, you're 100% just like kind of like social stealthing your way along. For the most part, you don't see anyone you recognize. But I would like you to roll me just a straight luck check.
I've been having a day. That's a nat 1.
That one.
Oh.
With and that one,
Bummer.
you don't know what's happened.
All right,
Um,
I'm extremely paranoid, and we're just walking. And then I
Yeah.
got asked if the wizard fucked the bale of hay. That's
yeah,
my day.
I think what happened is you were pretty on your game looking around for things, and then Rin is just like, "Hey, do you think that guy fucked some grass?" And like, and you're like, "What?" And whatever happens in that moment.
I mean, I'll be on. Like, it just there's no in this particular instance, there's no judgment to it, right? You got to do what you got to do. Sometimes it's
Well, yeah, but like,
I don't
didn't the
think that's
witch
ever what
create
anyone
you
has had to
guys?
do,
So
just-
like,
excuse. I don't know.
If you're gonna assume one, you have to equally assume the other. So just pick whatever you're most
Well,
comfortable with in your reality.
To be clear, the witch is not the witch. And like he kind of like stumbles because he said the witch.
Ooh, okay, let's just walk.
The-
Let's just walk.
my
This is
lady,
for
my
another day.
lady, my lady. She's not my mother. All right, she's not.
Okay.
You guys,
And then he goes silent.
you guys
What?
arrive at a huge pair of brass doors. One of the Emerald Legion steps forward, like gives the slightest touch, and it kind of swings open very well. Oiled hinges and all this kind of stuff, doesn't make a sound. And the other one says, "Please, allow yourselves comfort in the room, and the wizard will be back to you presently." And you're ushered into this room. And it's a very, very comfortable room. It's tall, kind of sleek, rounded architecture on every surface. It's halfway between an office and a laboratory, in that there's a desk, a very ornate writing desk in the middle of it. Three huge windows on the back wall, a spiral staircase leading up to kind of a study area that's kind of almost a mezzanine that runs along with a library around the edge of the room. And one side of it is just shelves on shelves on shelves of parts like cogs, springs, steel plates, various diodes, and all this kind of stuff. This is very clearly the room of a scholar or an inventor. But there is also lots of kind of comfortable furniture where somebody might relax and read for an evening, that kind of thing. Very, very kind of comforting, welcoming environment. They say, if you need anything, simply address any of the Emerald City's automatons, and we will do our best to serve you. The door is closed again, and they leave you to yourselves now.
Ones that were speaking, were they droids as well?
They were Emerald Legion, so they're like basically these ones weren't in any kind of combat gear or anything, but the Emerald Legion are, as you as players know, highly awakened, basically all but Warforged. They're kind of Emerald Warforged.
Cool.
Just before they close the door, can I just ask the one that's speaking?
Yeah.
Hi, what's your name?
My name, I am designation GNS-ROS.
Were you made by the wizard as well?
Indeed, all of the Emerald automatons are creations of the wizard. I come from, sorry, DM break. I had names for these planets and I've lost my notes. So I come from Alfheim, but a lot of our brothers would come from Tebukan. Just take notes of them.
Wow.
Hertz, these are all our siblings.
Scraps, I have to be honest. I
Didn't
don't
fucking
understand what to do with this information.
I think it means we have family.
Huh.
A lot of it.
Hurts again.
Are you absolutely sure he's not a slut?
He takes off his happy face this faceplate that he had been wearing since he brought you back. Puts it in, kind of just brings his confused is the best face he can think to put back on. And he's like, Scraps, from all the years I've been traveling across Wildspace, family is something that I've read about and taken notes in my book, and I don't know what way I should feel about this or how to. But I've seen siblings that I think they describe it as love each other. Some hate each other. Some species, the siblings all fight as soon as they're born until only one is left alive. In some, they are a pack. In some, they instantly split up to find individual territories. What type of sibling do you want to be?
Well, I tell you what, we on our farm we had pigs, right? And two of the pigs had smaller pigs, and then the smaller pigs grew up and they all lived in the same pen and they got on great. Although when one of the smaller pigs did die, the others ate him. So I think
I mean, that sounds nice, actually. I do
It,
like a bit of
I think
that
that's what
bit
you
of
do.
pig,
is
bit
that
bacon.
is that the secret of family? Let me write that down.
I think otherwise I think it's just that your parents leave you.
Huh. But
Harry is
Well, to be fair, that's not necessarily true. You could just not have them, and it's fine.
Harry's just kind of starstruck, just staring, and then just kind of mumbles, "Or they could kind of like try to beat you into like little versions of them through like rigorous martial training to the point where you disappoint them so much that they send you out to an outpost and then you get attacked and then you just kind of like disappear for a little bit and I'm not supposed to be in here."
Scraps is gonna steal some cogs
Or
just quietly.
Just nicking cogs.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Like he doesn't have pockets, but just I don't know. He probably stuffed them inside himself or something.
That's armor.
hurts. This is Scraps. That's demented. You're just picking up body parts
Hey,
of hurts.
He healed me. How else am I gonna do it to him?
Why?
Aw.
Aww.
I don't. That is a. Oh, what?
Didn't you need straw to get me
Oh,
back?
I
What
can't-
happens
I need to
if he goes? More.
I need to leave now. He hurts. Like he's just like, I can't be here. They're gonna kill me, and I honestly, I might deserve it. I don't know. And he's gonna like peek out the door to see if are there any guards or anything out there.
Hello. One of the robots is just kind of at the door.
Like we're both there.
Can I get you some refreshments?
Fuck off, and he just closes the door.
Okay. Closes the door.
Why are you scared, Ren? That's
I'm
not
not fucking
what you were
scared.
saying an hour ago.
Nah, you don't know what you're talking about, man. I wasn't scared. I was not fucking scared of being in the literal lion's den.
Hey,
I'm not fucking scared. What? It
my
is
den was always
though.
very clean.
That's the other thing. You're fucking on a
I'm
guard.
not. I never
You
got there.
fucking- I should kill you where you
I never got there. They no, they told me they couldn't have me because well, I mean, I did sort of run away from duty, so that yeah, I'm definitely never making honor guard now for sure. No, I shouldn't be here. I'm gonna get court-martialed
Right.
so hard, so hard.
Well, I'm also going to I'm going to get fucking dead because as soon as they realize my lady, all right, they're going to kill me because I'm not hurt. Honestly,
Yes?
I'm just going to like pick you up and like hold you in front of my eyes. Like, you are the only smart thing I know. What should
Okay.
I do?
You should tell the truth.
Offensive.
Well, the fucking truth is going to kill me.
Well, I believe it's wrong to lie, so this. But I also do not want you to die. Do you think that if you were to be killed, it would not have happened already?
Maybe they want that. You know what? They want to make an example. That's it. Because of you. And he just turns to Scraps. You fucking died, and because you fucking died, and they know you fucking died. They know it was my fault, and they're gonna kill me. They're gonna fucking execute me because oh look, it's a flying fucking monkey.
Could
Flying
you please
fucking
put me
monkey's
down
gonna
for a
be
second, Bryn?
responsible
You're
for all the
getting a
fucking
little
deaths.
bit worked up.
No.
You hear
Like
a
he
voice
sneezes.
behind you as the wizard enters the room. Nothing so severe. Thankfully. No, that's rather
I throw Rin at the
barbaric.
wizard.
I have an arrow shot
Throw Rin at the
pointing at
wizard.
Rin because the last time
Bow
I saw
again.
this happen, the person died.
That's fair, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Easy now, please.
Just immediately like
Let's
turns
try
at
and-
the wizard.
You throw hearts at the wizard.
I let go of the arrow.
Okay, it's inter-party PvP. You throw hearts at the wizard, and immediately, he was walking. Next
Can I
to,
grab the wizard? Can I grab Hertz? I'm not gonna. Hey, I'm not honor guard, but I'm not gonna let someone hurt the wizard.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
it is purely just like right,
like a
fight
panic
response.
toss.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
It's
fine.
your panic response and then my panic response of oh
God.
no.
I'm gonna say you're roll me just athletics.
Sure.
There, Eri. No, you.
Oh, nat 20.
Not 20.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Oh, damn.
There's a tall emerald guard next to the wizard who immediately puts his hands up as if to catch scraps, but like a flash, you're between them. You like pluck.
Yeah, I
Hertz
would
out
like
of
to
the
just kind
air.
of like lion leap, just like grab Hertz, tuck and roll, and I just kind of like set him aside to the corner. I'm like, oh no, and I hide behind Hertz again.
I look completely unfazed by any of this. Just this, like, obviously the same kind of confused faceplate on me, but like
Mhm.
body completely still, like as I was being thrown through the air and put back down, like arms just fully by my sides at all times.
The wizard sees this, sees the guardsman to his right and says, stand down, unit H1-or 0. It seems I am in good hands here. And the robot goes, very good, sir. And takes a position by the door.
I 100% shot at Rin.
Okay, yeah, roll your
Like
attack.
I had an arrow
No.
knocked because she was shaking her, and then she threw him at my dad. So I'm shooting.
It was a panic response. I was a frightened.
Good lord. Yeah, shoot him.
That is a 19 to hit. No, it's plus
Oh my-
8. That's a
Oh my god, yes it hits.
7, 8, 23 to hit.
It hits so
Yeah.
hard. Like what?
What a flesh wound.
Yeah, I mean, you just
9
get
points of
shot.
damage.
I think just like out of like pure shock again. Just he goes into a rage.
Oh my god.
Another arrow in a bow.
But he
Stop.
doesn't move. He
Hitting
just goes. He just
people.
he doesn't like move.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just like
I haven't shot.
Please,
I'm just like
please
aiming.
refrain from such acts of violence in the presence of the wizard. The robot at the door, proclaims.
And
the wizard
at
looks
that
at
sound,
you.
Ren bursts into tears again. Like, it's just so much. He's so
Yeah.
angry. He cries.
The wizard walks over, puts his hand on your arm scraps and slowly lowers the bow and says, "Now, I understand the impulse. I do, but that won't be necessary. Not here." He turns to you, Rin.
Don't fucking touch me. Go I'll fucking kill you.
I won't touch you. As I have said, all are welcome here, and I understand why that might cause you some trepidation. But know that you are not the first of your kind to make your way here. Many of you have settled here in the Emerald City and have found work and lives. However,
What?
you do understand we cannot allow you to simply wander the halls of the castle and the city without performing several small security processes beforehand. If you wouldn't mind, would you allow us to determine whether or not you mean harm to the citadel?
I don't- he looks he looks at Air. He's like, and Hertz is like, oh fucking no.
Do not lie.
Uh,
It's simple.
From just popping up again. For as
He thinks you are
scared,
so funny. He's like chuckling to himself.
hey, for as scared this whole situation is, he's not cruel. He's fair, and you're not bad. You turned away from the witch, so I mean, you got that going for you.
What? Someone's really need to gonna tell me what happened while I was full dead.
Oh,
I'll tell you later.
He looks at you and he says, Do you consent to us checking?
as
My
long as you
cat.
don't. The cat is like my soul crying.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Rin's and cry. It's Rin's tears.
Yeah, sound my tears make.
Yeah. Canonically, flying monkeys make cat noises when they cry.
It's like, what are those fucking pirates again?
I do those checks because they killed someone in cold blood because they were walking too slowly.
Real.
As long as you don't hurt them, I promise I won't hurt you. Fuck.
Very well. He says, now, as I'm sure you have seen, all are welcome here, and we do not judge based on appearances or preconceived notions. So I do ask that you please remain calm for this next part. Monica, if you wouldn't mind. And you see a mind flayer come into the room.
I shit myself.
Oh my
Um,
god.
She approaches and she says, no problem, wizard. Which one is it? He gestures at
what
Rin.
happened to your face?
He gestures, she goes, she goes, oh, okay, right. Sorry, dearie. Would you mind if I had a little poke around?
Poke around where?
Your mind, dearie.
Are you gonna put it in your mouth? What the fuck are you doing?
What? No. The wizard says, there is no more thorough way to be sure someone is not a threat than just simply to detect their thoughts, and there is no one better at detecting thoughts than Monica here. Please treat her with the respect you would anybody else. And Monica says, okay, lovey, are you ready? Can I do this?
Are you going to touch me with the...
No, that... You'd have to buy me dinner first, love. She floats over to you, puts her fingers on either side of like your temples, and then goes...
Oh, this is terrifying.
And you feel a presence in your mind, not intrusive, but kind of all-encompassing. Not looking at like, specific kind of private thoughts or anything, but getting an overall sense of who you are. You do see anything to do with the witch. They are looking at that. And then you feel just almost instinctively a question. And I want you to tell me now, Dread, does Rin mean any harm to the people in this citadel and in this room? If you want, you can try and roll to deceive or whatever, but as it stands, this is a very, very strong.
Yeah, no, I think even like Rin just generally has an idea of mind flayers. He knows he can't fuck with this. But I think his genuine thing is as long as they don't hurt me or they don't hurt Eri, they don't hurt Scraps, they don't hurt Hertz. I don't mean I don't think Rin wants really to hurt anybody, even the wizard, though it's like a weird thought of like in the back of his head he wants to, but at the same time it's like half-hearted. It's like, oh, I should, but I don't know. I don't want to.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it's kind of intrusive thoughts versus conscious actions. You
Yeah.
kind of not even think this, but this is just the answer that your subconscious gives. Monica pulls back. You feel kind of your mind relax and is at ease again. And then she says, yeah, much the same as the others, boss. Very sad story that.
Right, you don't. All right, relax.
Damaged,
Relax.
just damaged to the core. Yeah.
Hurts. Wow. Just
Well,
treat
no,
everybody that comes into
Jesus.
your
I don't think she's
What?
going to hurt. I don't think he's going to hurt anyone. Not unless we.
I might hurt you
him.
now. Fuck.
Yeah, well, like you said, buy me dinner first.
Why is she
Okay,
from
much does it
South
cost?
Dublin is what I want to know.
and she
How much
floats.
does it cost?
She says she's actually perks up. Says, "There's a nice Abraxian place down the road. Yeah, look, I'm into it if you are."
I mean, I'll have dinner at once. We don't have to like each other to eat together.
Yeah, okay. Should we say? Oh, do we have days? Shall we say Brawn Day, 6 o'clock? I'll
That's
make
the
a
day after
reservation.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
yeah.
sounds
I'll make a
good.
reservation. It'll be under your name because I know it because I've been in your head. Okay.
Fuck.
See ya.
Wow. All right.
Monica floats out.
Wow.
Oh, she throws her head back in
my
and says, "Wear
God.
something nice," and then she goes back
I
out.
This is the only thing I own. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
the
Just
wizard.
so
The wizard looks and you go, "Oh, you made an impression on Monica." Everybody,
I
bear
don't know
with me
why,
for
but I'm
1
into it
second
being
while I
me.
throw this cat out a window.
I was just about to make a canon. I'm like, Dad, do you got a cat in the room?
Yeah, I do. I'll be back in a minute to role play that cat bit.
Oh, he doesn't know I'm about to cast speak with animals and make him invent a fucking cat in 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, just do
This
that
is
anyway.
payback, bitch. Come on, DM, you're gonna have 10 new voices today.
I have a running tally of all the accents that the wizard has done so far.
Oh, fuck.
Nice.
Kylo is outside where he belongs.
Like
Wretch.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, because he hates his father. And he's an
Cat.
insufferable prick. Yeah, go on.
And he's actually Adam Driver.
He looks a bit like him. He's a good-looking cat. What happened while I was gone? Fill me in.
Nothing.
Nothing.
No, that's the wizard
truly nothing.
asking you.
Oh,
Oh.
So the wizard takes kind of walks through you, takes his place comfortably behind his desk. And he says, now in the hangar you mentioned an inquisitor and a witch. I am not so foolish as to have any doubt how those two things connect. Please fill me in.
I look
Excuse me?
and as much as I can stare daggers at Rin to be like, tell him.
Fuck you looking at me for? You were there.
I believe this is your story, Rin.
Yeah, but
You're
you were
the
also
one that is most connected to this.
The wizard looks
anyone.
at you and says, "Roll for recap."
No. He's like, I did say I wouldn't hurt anyone, but right. Well, though I work for my lady of the West, and she when asked me to do important job for her. Very important. I'm important. I'm a big boy. And I
Very
I'm big,
damaged.
strong. Listen, you want to know the fucking story or not?
Yes, sorry. Go on.
We should have brought Grifto, is all I'm going to say. You'd have a fucking field day with him.
She gave me magic, and she said I had to find her again. So I ran away from the witch dying. Because she told me to. She told me to. I'm not a coward, all right. I'm strong, strong. And I I ended up working on the Innocent Endeavor with these people, and we got attacked, and I defended the ship because I'm a team player. I am a team player at the end of the day. Um, and and like I make sure there are no distractions, no distractions, no slowing down at all, or because I'm very good at making sure that doesn't happen. Um,
He is in his own way.
yeah, it's not a lot. It's not a
No.
lot.
Not.
And we got off the ship and we made it to the planet. Did we ever find out what the name of that planet was, or is it just our planet?
Don't
No, I
know.
don't.
don't
It
think
wasn't
we
even a
did.
planet. It
Like
was
Cathedral.
just kind of a planetoid, like a rock big enough to have atmosphere, but not big enough to be like it's like a baby Pluto.
Yeah, I see. And we landed on a rock, and we knew we had to get away. But and I saw
You were in the Lyman
my
Nebula, if that helps.
like
Helps me. I tell myself through you.
yeah. We were in the Lemon Nebula, and we landed on a rock, and Hertz started telling me to go follow the yellow that was coming out of my eyes. And he kept saying it. He's like, "You've got to do it. You've got to like follow this path, and then you've got you've got to follow this path and to get to me, Hertz." And Hertz kept saying it wasn't him, but it was him. I kept telling him like, I'm going as fast as I can. And we got to then my friend Elias Warlock. Well, he was my friend. Now he's a dick, and I'm going to kill him myself. He picked us up, and Hertz very kindly agreed to pilot the ship that you found us on.
His eyes go like, at that, as if he's put one and one together and got two.
Oh,
That's interesting. And yeah, we got there, and through no fault of my own, I didn't. He thought I was being rude. I wasn't. I was being very respectful, and he had me brought down to the brig where everyone else was, and then he fucking fireballed Scraps, and none of us liked that. We were all very upset. We were very upset, and I because like he looks at Scraps like, because I want to fight him to death.
Aye.
Like that's what like I was upset
His
because
eyebrows
for
go
that
up
reason. I was
in
that's why I
curiosity.
yeah no I'm for yeah no like because he like Scraps is an idiot, so like I want to fight him to the death, but I want to like
Between the two of us, who has an arrow in them right now?
You don't need to be smart to pull an arrow, mate. All right, and I just
Weren't you crying when I woke up?
fucking shut up. All
Aye.
right, who the fuck? Yeah, fucking shut up, mate. I don't even like you.
Yeah, I didn't think
Yeah,
so.
fuck off. And like and then fucking Elias was a dick, and he wouldn't let me go, and he wouldn't let me kill him. So we went back to where the witch died, and I don't know what happened after that. I blacked out, I think. Airy was able, I think he did some mind magic or some shit, and he woke me up, and I couldn't I couldn't think. I kept crying. No, not crying. Actually, not crying. I wouldn't cry. Crying's for fucking wimps. We got back. Eri like jumped off the ship and he saved me. That was
Oh.
cool. A lot to that. Yeah, it was
missed that.
crazy. And you did, yeah. You were dead, and it was sad. I mean, not sad. I'm frustrating. And then we ended up. Then I don't know. Hertz did some magic shit, and we ended up here. See, Hertz, you should have told the story. You would have done it way better, and you know.
He's just kind of nodding at all of this. He kind of looks at the party, and yes,
If I may, teacher.
Sir.
DM.
Did he move people over to like closer to his desk when we were talking? Just there?
he just sat. No, he didn't. He hadn't given any instruction as to where you guys. He literally has come in and sat like he was, like you were all kind of
Awesome.
equally welcome.
If Hertz had moved, or if anybody had moved closer to where he was sitting,
Yeah.
Eri wouldn't have. Being faced with a mind flayer brought up some shit. I rolled for his little panic attack table, rolled a critical failure.
Oh
shit.
man.
Okay,
So
yeah.
if this entire time, ever since Monica entered the room, Eri has been just where they were crouched, where Hertz was in front of them, where they're just staring at like the middle distance, shaking, and their like psychic blades are coming into focus, in and out of focus.
Yeah, you see, the wizard has been sitting silently while Rin recapped everything that happened. But towards the end, you see from his drawer, he takes a little golden and emerald kind of goblet. He puts it on the table. He takes out like a little tube. He flicks 2 switches on the table, and you see like liquid start shooting into the glass, steam coming out of it, and you can smell like rich coffee and hazelnut smells. And as Rin is finishing up, he walks over to you, and he goes, now, I realize Monica can be somewhat disconcerting for some folk, and I realize the history a lot of people have with her kind. So please do take this, allow yourself all the time you need. If you would like to go somewhere to be on your own, I can arrange for that too. And he gestures to like a ridiculously comfortable looking armchair for you. Then he goes behind the desk again.
Looking up at the wizard, just kind of trying to hide. Aries just trying to hide their blue eye. They take the goblet and they just kind of, I'm imagining just a really big ass beanbag to chair. Aries just kind of sinks and retreats into the chair.
It goes,
Well, is there no other chairs in here? Or...
Scraps would go over and if he noticed that, he would go over and stand kind of defensively in front of you.
Well, you think I'm gonna?
Mostly between you and like the door the mind flayer would have left in.
Yeah. So you see, he kind of looks at you all, and he says, "Is there anything else anybody would like to add to the story?"
I believe and I don't think Hertz has moved at all. I think you've just been saying the exact same place.
Yeah.
I do believe that there is one element of the story that maybe Rin, in his emotional state, has forgotten to bring up, and that is that the witch
Wizard offers you a tissue, right?
the witch has been, and at this point, I think as I'm speaking, I'm changing out my confused place for like a more of a shocked or a scared one. That the witch has been returned back to her corporeal form, her magic being extracted from Rin, and now the witch is back.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, sorry.
He takes a moment and a deep breath. He looks at the Emerald Guardsman at the door, and they share like a very meaningful look for a moment, and then he says, "Then it is as we have feared. Recently, events have transpired in other regions of Emerald Space that has led me to think this might be the case. How fortuitous that you have found your way to us. I am assuming the Dorothy returned to its point of origin, and that is why you are here.
Yes, I had interfaced with the ship and asked it to just bring us anywhere, and it seemed to default back to this location.
0, 0,
Said, oh,
0.
what?
Yes. You asked it. Can you elaborate on that, please?
Oh, the Inquisitor had ordered me to interface with the ship, and I succeeded in forming a connection.
The automaton's eyebrows go.
They're fucking.
And
They're all
I was
fucking.
able to communicate and ask it where to go and what to do.
Very curious. I see.
Why is that curious?
Well, you see, the Dorothy, while a very advanced ship, did not have an awakened state. However, upon investigation downstairs, it seems that that is no longer the case. And I very much look forward to discovering why that is. He turns to you all and he says, friends, he looks at you, Scraps, family, it seems dark days are before us. From what we already knew, and he looks at the unit by the door again, to information now brought to light, it would seem that our greatest enemy and the threat that looms over Emerald Space is not as diminished as we had believed. I will require some time to think on this. But this should not be the time for dark tidings and frowns, for in this room, we here have found each other once again. Those who were led astray, he looks at Rin, those who we did not know we had lost, and he looks at Scraps, and then he looks at you, Hertz, and he says, and those who maybe have more to tell. And then he sits down and says, come, join me, and we shall talk about other things, less terrifying things. He walks over to you, Hertz, and he says, I have not seen a Hertzbot like you before. This is very curious because I am the creator of the Hertzbots. If it pleases you, would you mind telling me where you have come from and how you have found yourself in this state? We haven't interacted much, but it does seem that you are on a higher level of awakening than most Hertz units.
I take off my scared faceplate and kind of put on a neutral one. I'm not sure if it pleases me or what that would feel like, but I'm willing to elaborate if that is your wish.
Please.
For everything
says,
that
as you're starting to talk, he kind of just puts his hand on you and gestures you to come over to the table.
Yeah, I fall over.
Yeah, he just kind of plunks you up on it like you would a toddler. Like he's very, like, you can tell he's like entirely used to hair spots. So he starts like running maintenance on you and just checking, like he's like, as you're talking, he's kind of like oiling your arms and stuff.
Yeah.
And then just he unscrews one of your arms fully, shakes it, a load of like sand and shit comes out,
Oh
and
my
then he goes,
god.
I hate it when they find their way to oceans. He screws it back on, and then he takes out, while you're talking, he takes out like a little device, not unlike a stethoscope, but you can tell it's bespoke. It's something he's created himself. He puts it on you, and it goes woo, and then he raises his eyes like almost in shock, and he puts it inside his coat. Continue.
I do not. You have mentioned now multiple times that I'm different, but from everything I've seen in the world, everyone is different, and I do not know if that makes me special, but I believe I was not created entirely up to your specifications, Mr. Wizard. And as such, I believe I was left for, and I look at scraps for a second, left for scraps. But I was then taken on by a kindly man. There I was a alchemist's assistant. I toiled and helped and learned everything about alchemy and tinkering and how machines work, how enchantments work. And for years, we worked, I guess, in harmony. And then as time went on, he would work less and less. And at the start, the hours that my internal clock would tell me had passed began to shorten and shorten in our working days. And he would get out of bed less and less, and we would work less and less. And that time spent together diminished until it stopped entirely, and he one day did not get out of bed. And everyone else around me seemed to have reactions to this. There were other hurt spots. There were people who did cooking and cleaning, and again, I look at scraps. People who I believe were his family, and everyone seemed to be so emotional. And I look at Rin, and there was tears, and people kept saying how sad they were, and I didn't feel anything, and I didn't understand. I was supposed to feel something, and inside me I didn't know how to feel. And then people kept looking at me as if I should feel something because I had spent so much time. And then there was anger, and so I left, and I've been traveling for years now, trying to understand the world, trying to understand my place in it, trying to understand how other peoples and other cultures react and act and treat each other, and still nothing has been clear. And now I've crafted these faceplates so that I can try to fit in and put these masks on to show how other people how I feel, and to try to be accepted by other cultures. But and I look at scraps again, sometimes I do not have faces to put to what I should be feeling, or even understand what it is that my circuitry is telling me. If there is anything that you can explain for this, I would appreciate that.
Honestly, I have theories, but mostly what I have is questions. Both you and Scraps, your awakening is confusing, unprecedented, unpredictable, and frustrating that I cannot fathom what has happened immediately. However, it seems that you were blessed to have found somebody who could do what I did not know I must. And an inquisitive mind at an early age seems to have done galaxies of wonder for you. I will dedicate some time to attempting to reason out what has happened, why you have been given the gifts you have. But for now, I must apologize. I am not ready to present any explanation to either you or Scrap. But to distribute knowledge in uncertainty is one of the greatest crimes.
Okay. And I think I'd say, can I get down now?
Yes, of course. You have telescopic legs like the other units, don't you?
Yeah, I
Hold
kind
on.
of like zoop.
Yeah.
Um,
He looks at you and he goes, okay, so you came from Kalpuheim. Fantastic. Kalpuheim unit.
Mm.
and I walk in. I kind of just walk back over to the corner to where Eri is like sitting. I think Hertz just kind of like doesn't sit down, just turns, faces the wall, and changes out his faceplate.
What faceplate do you put on? Oh, we can't see. You're facing the wall.
Yeah.
Are
Okay.
you beside Scraps?
Probably not. I think I've deliberately gone into a corner.
That's worrying. It's a bit worrying.
Very good. He turns and he addresses you all again. Is there anything else you would ask of me?
Yeah, you said that there were others like me,
Indeed.
other traitors. Where?
Is it really? And he stops and he thinks better. There are more of your kind, of your brethren throughout the city. As you know, once the war ended, the diaspora spread across the galaxy, both in Munchkin space, Winky space, Emerald space, and we are, of course, welcoming to all here, as long as we know that they will not impede upon the safety of the city. In most cases, this was the case. In other cases, we found instances of nefarious intent, and those individuals were removed from Emerald Space or placed into one of our security facilities, depending on the intensity of the threat they presented to us. I believe that there are groups within the city who meet regularly and discuss how they are getting on with integration into Emerald Space and regular life. I understand what you have been through is not a normal experience. It must be confusing for you, and my wisdom is mostly technological. I do not profess to be able to even approach analyzing what you must be feeling. So perhaps one of those meetings would be the best place to begin your road to self-actualization and the freedom that is now enjoyed by so many of your brothers and sisters in the Emerald City. And he goes, Unit H1 or 0, please send for that information. And the robot goes, right away, sir! Throws his head out the door and goes, you there! Unit 11491! Send for that information! And you hear, what information, sir? And then he goes, "Oh, blast!" And he stalks out of the room for a minute. Comes back in and says, "It will be sent presently."
Eri stands up, so kind of like head down, hood still up, just kind of walks the goblet back to the desk. Just still head down, says, Your Excellency, thank you for that. I know that I'm probably going to get court-martialed, and I deserve it. I'm a coward, but I don't. I
No, you're
shouldn't
fucking
make
not.
the situation worse than it already is for me. I should probably report to the honor guard and the pride. Where would I find them in the city? Because they're gonna find me if I don't find them first, and that'll be worse.
As I have mentioned, a lot of the honor guard are busy with something that is happening in the lower city. However, the headquarters for this region is only several blocks away. He writes down on a note the address, hands it to you, and then he looks at you again, kind of really looks at you, and he says, "I do remember you. You were much younger when we met the first time.
Yes, sir.
Barely a child. Would you care to tell me why you're so concerned about going back to your people?"
Hey Jim, did we ever decide names for my parents? Because fucking, I don't think we did.
No, we didn't. I actually have a list of lion names. I don't have it on me, but we'll
I'll
just
go
call
on.
them
I have a Pharaoh's book. One
Simba and Nala.
if you wanna name, yeah, Simba and Nala. If you want to
Has
name
to be
them,
Simba and Nala.
by all means. I'll say
my
the one thing is that we do know is that the Leonine in this pride, they have real their birth names and honor names. So you'd know that your father's honor name is Strength.
Mhm.
slay.
Mm.
Uh, my parents strength and courage. They captains of your honor guard.
His eyes kind of widen a little, and he goes, "Bravery.
That's me.
Brave Eri. You have found your way back to the city. I will send word immediately. Whether you make your way
No.
to them yourself, or they will come and find you,
Yeah, they will.
of
They'll
this I
smell
am
me.
certain."
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to them because if not, it'll be worse. Thank you for not immediately sending me to being executed. I don't know. I bow again.
He just chuckles again and laughs, and you see him fill with warmth again. He looks at you and he says, "Well, then this is an even better gathering I had thought previously." He says, "I do have matters to attend to, as I have alluded to. Our situation is potentially growing more dire by the moment, and a reorganization of the Emerald Guard is now required. So if you wouldn't mind, I have a galaxy of problems I must deal with." He turns again to the unit at the door. "H1, it is time we left. Gather gather your unit and meet me on the pavilion above." And then to a random Hertzbot that's walking by, he goes, "Hertzbot, would you mind escorting these people to the Auntie M's tavern? It's not too far from here." And he says, "I will make it so that you have lodgings here in the city. You will be given all the food you require, and you will have a bed until you find your places here. I will send for you if I work anything out about your particular circumstances, what would you like me to call you? And he looks at you, Hertz.
Um,
Well, he looks at the back of your head.
yeah, Hertz turns around and has like an angry face on,
Ooh.
Ooh.
and just says, "You can call me Hertz. I am a Hertzbot."
Of course you are. Hertz, Scraps, when I have more information and when I know what I am talking about, I will call for you. In the meantime, my door is always open. And he gestures for you to follow the Hertzbots.
I wasn't. Where's the rest of us? Did they make it here? Grifto and Pigben and O'Rourke?
As far as I mean, I wasn't.
He-
I didn't know. I didn't.
he
do
I was
says-
anything with
dead.
them.
Did they make it here on the ship or?
I don't fucking know. I was busy.
He looks at you and he says, "Your friends are crew. I don't know their relation to you, but they are all well and good." He lists like the names and races that you would recognize as being the crew that you kind of went with.
Crypto gang.
Several seemed to know the city, and after a quick check from Monica, were allowed to leave. The rest have been given room and board in Anti-Ems until they can find their feet. He turns to you one more time, Scraps, and he says, "A moment, if you may."
Aye.
And he looks at the rest of you as if to say, like, "I'd like some privacy."
Yep.
Yeah.
Mom,
Then just
I
stands there
fully
like-
get on all fours and I just fall out of the room. I'm like,
Airy
"Oh."
shape, cloud of smoke.
Oh, you want me to leave, right? Right. Okay. Cool.
Oh, only if you want.
I mean, I don't really, but I think you want me to, and Scraps doesn't like me, so I'll just go.
Yeah.
Rin,
Well,
come on.
I'm walking. All right. I pick up Hertz. It's like,
the hair spot
Jesus.
is like, "Please leave, please leave, please leave."
What is this? You're holding me up. Why are you pushing me?
So funny.
Oh.
He turns to you. I keep saying he turns to you because he's a very pivoting guy, apparently.
Yeah.
He looks at
Constantly
you,
in a swivel chair.
and he says, "I do apologize. Your arrival has put me on the back foot. I am very happy to see you again."
I don't know if I ever really thought I'd actually find you.
Fair. It's a big galaxy, and we didn't know.
I never thought what it would be like if I found you alive. Because if you were
And
alive, then why wouldn't you have just come back?
I had a galaxy to settle. I had a galaxy to pacify.
Well, the-
I thought that I had lost everything. And I wanted for that to never be the case for anyone again.
Were you
So
like
that
this
is what I
when
did.
you lived with me?
I was a different person then.
I thought maybe I just didn't understand, but I thought you were just that.
I wish I had known that, and maybe I could have been.
Do you want to be now?
I think I'd like that. He looks at you and he says, "But I'm I know such a bond cannot simply be. It must be lived, it must be experienced, and it must be earned. And I am starting well shy of the starting block. But maybe this will do something to bring me closer to where I should be. And he goes to his desk. He takes out a small, simple box, just wooden, none of the elegance of everything else. And he takes out just a little brooch. He brings it over and he pins it to your jacket. He says, "This is the last thing I have to remind me of my wife. This was her brooch that I had in my pocket when I was taken. I treasure it above all else, but I would like you to wear it."
I'd like that. Are there any flowers in the room?
Yes, I'm gonna say there are like vases of flowers.
Any kind
around
of
the place.
foliage,
Yeah,
plants.
he has like greenery at the windows and stuff. He understands the importance of fresh air in a room.
So Scraps will head over to one, and pluck off. Maybe Mr. Crow will help by biting it with his beak, pluck off a stem off one.
Yeah.
And come back over and fold his hands over it, and from it will bloom like a red purple tulip.
Incredible. He takes it
Yeah.
and he says, "Yes."
I don't know if I remember this right, but I think it was her favorite flower.
He looks at you and he says, "If it wasn't then, seeing you here, giving it to me, I'm sure it would be now." He brings it over to his desk, and like, well, not his desk, but the bit where all the shelves, and he puts together like a Beauty and the Beast ass flower jar for it. And he says, "This means the world to me." And then he kind of walks over to you super awkwardly, looks like he might want to give you a hug, but then nods at you. And he says, "My door is always open and I look forward to you visiting again. I really must go. I think we might be at war." And then he walks out of the room, smiling, flanked by H1-or0.
Yeah, before you go,
Yes.
we might never go back, and I don't know if I will. I don't know if that's home anymore. And you asked me earlier what my name was, and I didn't answer you right. It's not just Scraps. I'm Scraps O'Shaughnessy now.
O'Shaughnessy. That's a beautiful name. I'm sure there's a fantastic story as to where that name came from.
For another day, maybe.
He looks at you and he smiles, and he says, "Another day." And then he walks out the door, and you hear H1-or0 being like, "We have marshaled the forces in this Andromeda galaxy, this, da, da, da," like immediately in with the military reports. You guys are ushered out of the Citadel. You're brought down spiral staircases that glisten emerald, gold, brass, all these rich colors. You step out into streets that are blinding in their magnificence. You make your way through crowds of all kinds of people from across the galaxy. You duck out of the way of a cart being pulled by a giant hamster down the street. Until finally you make your way to like a straight up just fantasy tavern that says Auntie M's on it. You go inside, the the bar person on duty sees the scrap spot, nods, like smiles, offers to take your stuff. You're each given a room upstairs. It's quite a big inn. It's 6 or 7 floors up, all decadent as well. And you get settled and reconvene down in the common room. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Are the others here?
Everyone is here now.
Cool.
Yep.
No, not right now.
I turned to you guys as
Yeah.
well.
Do it.
Oh no! Now you go.
No. I literally
you
was just
go.
like mentally checking up which characters are where. It's all good.
Yeah, okay, good. Sorry, 1 second.
Okay. I was just like,
I'm done with my private conversation, guys.
And roll and type like at the same time.
I don't know about you, so I could use a drink.
Oh,
Yeah.
would you like one? And I take out my jug and like just I get an empty beaker and pour just a beer from my alchemy jug.
Nice.
You see
Can you just do that?
the barman
Yes.
is like, the fuck? he turns to the hair spot that's helping him, and he's like, "Can you do that?" It like
Cheers,
Amazing.
mate.
it
Amazing.
starts like tapping its chest, but can't do it.
I'm sure this hurts would probably do it for you full price, Given to me.
He
This one
looks at
doesn't take
you and
money.
he just goes, "Hertz, produce beer for everybody in the establishment."
He's looking at me.
Yeah, but he's like behind the counter. He's like, "Come around here and do that, please."
Hertz, you don't have to do that. That's a joke.
Yeah, I still
I
have
was-
my
I was
angry
jo-
face
yeah,
I was
on,
gonna
was joking.
say, do you still got it?
I was
Yeah,
joking.
and I
was-
look
I was
over and I
joking.
say, "No."
Fuck. Okay.
You heard the bot. Fuck off.
All right. That's
Fucking
fuck,
yes.
it's fine. Sorry. Okay. And
You
he
will
looks,
never
he
ask
looks
this
at
one
the
for beer
other
again.
barman, and they're like, "The fuck? This Hertz just said no. That's so strange."
I put up my I have put up my hand and I just go, "High five, Hertz. That's boundaries. That's good."
I like very robotically give you a high five.
There we go.
Yeah, they look at their head and they'll be like, must be a new model. Okay, that's cool. At that moment, the door is darkened as a hulking figure stands in it. You all no, not Crypto. You all look up expecting Grifto, but in his place you see the single most ferocious, intimidating figure you have ever seen in your life. This Leonin warrior stands in the door, locks eyes with you, Eri, and says, "You've come home."
Is this mother or father? Hey,
This is father. Yeah, I like that that's the question you ask, because that is the right question to
that's
ask.
the right. Hey, it just tails so tucked between my legs. Are just.
I
"Hi,
stand in front.
Dad."
And that is
I
where
s-
we're going to end tonight's game of
Oh my god.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
I would like to.
Oh,
and I would
Lord.
like to hide.
It does look like I'm about to fight someone.
oh my god.
I am
No,
about to
20
fight
more
someone.
minutes.
Yeah, I wish
Oh
I
my
wish I could
God.
give you 20 more minutes, but I have a child who needs to be collected. Guys, that was really good. You guys are all fucking sick at this D&D thing. You should do it. Like
Ryan.
yeah, that was fun. Thank you guys, and thank you everybody who is watching. Again, I can't see you because I'm blind
Yeah.
completely to your presence. Yeah, if you enjoyed this game of D&D and the other games of D&D we played, go and listen to our podcast, because it's actually, funny enough, a game of D&D. You can find us everywhere. I did actually animate it, so maybe right now it's going along the bottom of the screen. I animated our
Yeah.
ats. Yeah,
No, not
You're,
right now.
you're about 5
It has
seconds too
been.
late or too early.
Ah,
now
yeah.
it is. Here you go now.
Yeah.
wait.
see ya.
You see, I am down
I-
with the
I
sickness
don't.
when I edited that.
Oh.
Yeah,
There it is. Yeah.
but do go check out Heartfire Tales. Our Discord is in our bio. Again, we appreciate any support you can give us, be it joining the Discord, following us on our socials, listening to the podcast, tell your friends if you enjoy the podcast, or throw some Bezos money at us.
Yeah.
I did, and it was the best decision I ever made.
Mm.
Yeah.
Thanks, Red.
Like,
Guys, do you want to shout out your socials again before we go?
oh yeah, reverse order.
Yeah, reverse order.
Sure.
Starting with
So
Dread.
oh, all right. I thought it was. Never mind.
No, Dylan.
yeah.
Dylan was a miscreant.
Yeah.
in the opening round.
Yes. Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you can find me under the dreaded DM on Twitch. It's a lie though. I haven't streamed in so long. And under all the socials, including Threads, which I was also convinced by
Yes.
Dylan
Threads
to
gang.
join.
Threads is great.
Threads
Man,
gang.
I
Not
love
going.
Threads.
I'm not joining.
I throw my
I
eyes
do
up
it.
on Threads
It's either
sometimes.
be on Treads or support Elon Musk. I mean, it's an easy choice.
Rather do none, quite honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you're not
Yeah, to be
supporting
fair,
good guys on
Give
Threads.
in.
in
Well, yeah,
fairness.
true.
Give in.
And actually I am going to be in Tullamore on this Sunday DMing
Tell us more.
in a castle.
Tell us more
You
about
should
Tullamore.
go. And we are going to be me, and not only me, but Apollo, and some other lovely DMs, including Dave from the Emerald Collective. We are all going to be DMing in Charlesville Castle on the 4th of what's the month? February.
Mm. And we've done that before, and it is an absolute hoot. It's
Yeah,
so
it's
much
great.
fun.
It's very
The
cool.
castle is like this big old castle, and you're taken up
So
to a
cool.
round library, and you're given all this like cool story, and then everybody's playing at the same time, and the announcer comes on and
I
tells
love
you
it.
this happens in the game, and everybody goes, oh! It's great.
Yeah,
you're gonna really
I got
enjoy
my
it.
players. I got my players today, and they've already started smack talking me, and I'm so ready to crush them.
Nice.
Incredible.
As
Incredible.
you should.
Amazing.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it.
Brilliant.
That's my jam.
Dylan.
Yeah, obviously check out Heartfire Tales, as well as if you know the Bezos money and stuff. I'm going to shout out our Patreon. Not so necessary that you can give us money, although you can if you want, and you'll also get merch and things like that from it. But also, if you want to just sign up to it, you can join as a free member. Every month, I post like a monthly update. That's kind of all our news and stuff. It's usually the first place that that will go. So if you want to be in the know, it's a good place to kind of get that information for free. If you want to follow me, I'm over on Threads in the superior social media platform. I basically just tweet on the Heartfire Tales account, and I'm unhinged over there. So yeah, do that. And then other things to shout out. Yeah, again, big thanks to WarpCon for having us, inviting us down to do a live show there. And the next one we'll be doing is in AdventureCon at the end of February. And then, of course, we'll have Dublin Comic Con, and yeah, we have. It's killing me. I've got two really big
We
pieces
have
of news that like
fucking
that I
biggest
can't-
news.
Oh,
Yeah,
and we
why
can't
would you say
tell people.
yeah, it'll probably
Oh.
be announced. One of them will be announced probably within a week or so, and the other one we don't know. But it's fucking wild. So definitely check. Like, just join
Amazing.
our Discord or our Patreon, or just follow us on social media. You'll find out. If not, it'll be in 2 weeks again on the stream.
You're gonna want to know about.
You're
this.
gonna want to know. It's pretty fucking cool. But we'll let the cast know after the thing.
Ooh.
You gotta have some perks
Ha
for being
ha.
on the stream,
We'll
right?
post it.
Yes.
We'll post it
For
on
you
Threads. It's all good.
We'll post it on Threads where nobody else is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll leak the info.
I'm gonna post cryptic messages on Threads, and you have to piece it together.
The day is almost here. What the fuck?
And then, sorry, one last thing I'm going to shout out is I guested on a podcast called No Return, where me and Jim have been voice actors on that before. It's an audio drama. And
Ooh.
I was brought on by Kier, who is probably maybe still in the chat. I don't know. Kier's a good friend of ours who masterminds that whole audio drama. It's a huge universe, and he brought me on to DM a game of D&D for it, which is currently releasing. It's called The Fate of Dea, and it's all very kind of grim, and it's all about making the best out of bad situations. And yeah, it's been really good. Oh, he's still here. Hi, Kier.
Hi, Kier. How are you?
So yeah. Go give that a go. It's pretty good too.
Very
And
good.
I've spoken for way too long. Apollo, go.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Do not
No,
perceive me.
It's Harker's turn.
And for that Patreon, I want a bonus episode of this campaign, PvP. I want a battle royale of all of these
That would be
characters.
very good.
Oh,
Only for your Patreon.
You're
Oh my
really into
God.
PvP
At the end
lately,
of this
Harker.
one, when we're leveled up a little bit, I want to fucking fight all of you.
Done.
Rangers.
oh,
come
let's
on,
go,
they're
baby.
clearly
Let's
the best.
go.
Hi, I'm Harker.
I said we would fight to the death.
Yeah, we fucking will. I stream here on Twitch on Harker Ryan on my channel. I also upload YouTubes and shorts and TikToks and all sorts all over. I am also going to Tullamore, but as a player, which I cannot wait for. It's my first time going to one of those events. So D&D in Irish castles. I'm very excited.
It's real sad that we can't go, Joe, because then the
Yeah.
whole group would be
The
there.
whole lot
I
of them.
know it's
Yeah.
It would
I
be so
know.
good.
Oh well.
And that's what I do. That's what I just stream,
So
and
cool.
I'm trying to play as much D&D as possible because I love it.
You're
Very
doing
good,
a good job
very
of it
good.
so far.
If we do that,
You make me so upset in a good way.
I'm sorry. I like
Um,
trauma.
I'm
Just
definitely
terrible.
going to DM that in a wrestler announce. It's going to be a WWE
Yes.
match.
Do it. Oh my god, it was so
So
much
fucking
fun.
get ready for that.
Yes.
So much fun.
Apollo.
Hey y'all, yet again. My name is Apollo. I'm at Tolerant Apollo on social medias. Look, put it into the search bar. If it doesn't show up at Tolerant Apollo exactly, then I'm not there. I'm not on Threads. I'm holding out. I am the last bastion of hope against Threads.
I tagged you on Threads today. I tagged you.
Yeah.
I didn't
And
see
so
it.
did I, actually.
If you're on
Yeah.
Instagram, I think you can get like
Yeah,
shadow
yeah.
Yeah,
tagged
you
on
can.
Threads because there's
Yeah.
the same account.
It tagged
That's
your
nasty.
Insta.
Well, that's nasty.
You're already there.
actually.
You just
Yeah,
don't
I
know
did
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guess I'll go cry then. But before I go away and cry, yes, indeed, I will be a DM at Travel Castle up in Tullamore. Be one of the DMs for the Hunt of Bridget. You gotta love it. Fun fact, I
Yeah.
originally started planning it for like a party of level 3 characters, and then they told us everyone wants to do high levels, so now they're level 14 characters, and I'm going to throw the whole book at them.
Literally.
The whole book at them. Plus
Yeah.
some homebrew, because
Go,
fuck you, you're
go
level
nasty.
14.
Yeah, go nasty.
Mm.
Hell
No,
yeah.
I'm going
Dude.
nasty.
I was
Dylan,
willing to
when
go
we were
lower
there-
if they wanted me to. And then they were like, nah.
I've never seen someone try to kill their players as hard as Dylan did at the last
Oh,
castle game.
really, really tried. Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
so real, actually.
Like they actually had to in the
Yeah,
game.
I
They
feel
had
that.
to marry each other to activate the ceremony
Mhm.
spell.
Oh my
to
god.
get a
Yeah,
boost
see.
to beat him. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Genie.
But then
I
week
keep
after,
hearing about how players. I just keep hearing how players in Dylan's games marry each other, and I've just noticed
as
that.
you should,
It does happen a
Look,
lot.
I bring out the
matrimony vibe.
horniness in people.
The love?
No,
in
see,
my
there's
mouth
horniness
can
and there's
be sharp.
I'm sorry,
matrimony.
I just keep.
Matrimoniness.
Apollo,
Matrimorniness.
in 2 weeks.
Well, no, technically it's next week.
Next week.
This Sunday is Travel Castle. Next weekend, I'm one of the guests at AkumaCon over in Galway. AkumaCon is University of Galway's home anime sci-fi nerd convention. I'm going to be a cosplay guest. I'm going to be there from the convention runs from the 9th to the 11th of February, so that's Friday through Sunday. Day passes are 15 quid. Weekend pass is 25. 20 if you're a student. So go on ahead. They've announced all their voice actor guests and all their content creator guests. If you're a fan of the Irish Twitch scene, you'll know Cake Jumper, who will be there.
Amazing.
And I managed to convince them to let me run a live show, a D&D live show with some of the guests on the Friday
Nice.
night. So
Amazing.
come watch
Incredible.
me get absolutely whomped live on
Awesome.
stage.
Hell yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. Love to see it. Love to see it.
So that's awesome.
And then me, I'm Jim, and you can find me on most social media. I'm just not active. But I'm on Instagram under mostly Jim Toohey Art or Morning Star Visuals. You can find me on Threads though, where it's hot and happening. And I'm Qui-Gon Jim there. So yeah, come holler at me and be like, I really like the way you hurt those players. But I do art mostly for
All
Hearthfire
right.
Tales is most of what I put out there. So all the doodles on the stream here and all the doodles on our socials are all me. And until next time, if you find yourself in any kind of social situation, always remember to not be afraid to cause a scene.
Good message.
Ciao.
Are we still waving?
We're still waving.